Hello, everybody. Welcome to the UBC Esports Cascadia Cup Tetrio Tournament. I'm Bradley DOUE, and this is my co-commentator.
I'm Ethan. Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, yeah, and sorry about all the delays, but I think we are finally getting the stream started. I think it's like the first LAN event we're having, like Tetris-wise, in like BC, really. Like the first big one.
Yeah,
right?
for UBC EA, the esports club at UBC. Yeah, this is the first one.
Yeah, of course, and really excited to be here. Yeah, I'm glad. Thank you, Ethan, for inviting me back to UBC to commentate.
Yeah, of course.
I was here last few years as a Tetris exec. I think like last 3 years. Been here for all the events, but yeah, it's cool that we're still doing them. So this is like part of the Cascadia Cup. Do you want to like tell us about what the Cascadia Cup is?
Yeah, absolutely. So at UBC Esports, each club section. So for the Tetris section, we have this is actually for all sections. We have about 4 events that the club tries to get people to host. This is the second one of the year. It's Cascadia Cup, and we decided to run a Tetris LAN for this one.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's really cool that UCA, still doing these events. And we do have a lot of crazy players here today. Unfortunately, due to delays, we could not stream the first 2 rounds. So they've already been playing. They've been duking it out. They're warming up. And we've got a pretty exciting matchup for you here. It's going to be a losers bracket matchup because this is a double elimination, originally 16 participants. And unfortunately, one of our player cams is not working. But yeah, we have Cyporcador here, C12 versus Green Key C13 in the losers matchup. U rank versus SS rank. And I think it's going to be really exciting to watch these matchups. And I'm sure we have a lot more exciting matchups to go here. But yeah, this is, I believe, losers quarters. But we do have like a really stacked field in terms of like the entire tournament. I think there's like 5 X ranks. We have like a good spread of players as well. We have like some younger players. We have some older players. We have like the entire range. So yeah, it'll be nice to see some of the different matches. Hopefully we can get some a variety of matches streamed to you today. But yeah, we should be starting soon.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. For those of you who are watching TWC, you got to watch how Season 2 kind of shifted the meta and changed the way players play at the high level, but now we're going to get to see this at the more mid-level, and we're getting into the match right now. Or, this is a warm-up, I think.
Yeah, this does look like a warm-up. No, best up at the top. And it is Cyporcador versus Green Keys, as we just said. But yeah, like I was saying, I think it's really cool how many different players are here, and as you were saying to me earlier before the stream began, I think it's really cool how we have like so much local Tetris talent here, just in BC,
And Cyporcador setting up a 4Y 23 spike all the way to Green Keys, and that is probably going to kill. Double clutch for Green Keys, but not quite enough to make it out. And Cyporcador wins the warm-up with a mid-game 4-wide.
Cyporcador takes the warm-up, but you should never let like the warm-up completely dictate how you view a game. I've been watching like the League of Legends Worlds recently, and I think a lot of people, when they see the first game of the set, they'll be like, okay, the set's done, but then could be like just go completely the other way. So yeah, I think both these players pretty high rank, SS rank, C12 and C13, and you gotta imagine, out of a 16-player bracket, if C12 is already U rank, what kind of strong players we have here.
Absolutely, this is a very exciting tournament. A lot of strong players here. It's very cool to see a lot of local talent all showing up in person to play Tetrio.
Yeah, of course, and it's been a while since I've commentated Tetris, but I think it's always like fun to watch what strategies people have. And it's always fun to, see how, just how much these players have learned as we're getting into this first streamed match here. Green Keys close to the top of the board, but looking for a down stack. Needs to make it down, but
ooh,
that eyepiece.
Eyepiece over the well. That's a death sentence. Yeah. Green Keys not making the most optimal down stack decision there. You can kind of see that he's probably going to be on the defensive a little more, with SIRJEIVUS really controlling the pace of the game a little more.
Yeah, definitely. And I definitely feel like, there's an element of nervousness when you're against someone whose rank does look a lot, to be fair, a lot scarier than your own rank. But there's always room to fight back. You've seen, if you've watched Collegiate Tetris League, you've seen people upset people of way higher rank than them. So we'll see how these things go, though. Green Keys, quite a clean board, but I misdrop unfortunately means it's not going to amount to an attack. And SIRJEIVUS low on his own board, maybe looking to strike back here.
Both players seem to be breaking back-to-back quite a lot, which I think is a bit of an indicator of how nervous they might be feeling, especially considering that they will be playing on that their match is being streamed right now. Playing a lot of defensive play, a lot of down stacking, but I think the deciding factor of who wins here might just be who finds the guts in them to start up stacking.
Yeah, for sure. And SIRJEIVUS earlier there did have a 5 surge, but did not amount to much, and was pushed to the top of the board, but will end up surviving that, as Green Keys now really close to the top of the board, but gets an eyepiece down stack, gets another Tetris, but now has an eye dependency, has to skim out of that, but does end up in a pretty good shape. Relatively clean board compared to SIRJEIVUS, who does have a lot of cheese, but is converting that into attacks right now.
Yeah, and big spike from SIRJEIVUS. That is going to send Green Keys all the way to the top. 2 points on the board for SIRJEIVUS.
Yeah, and another thing that is something to be concerned about is, like, as the match goes on, like, are these players able to keep a stable mental? Like, as someone else gets more and more of a lead, are they able to stay in it? And so far the answer looks like yes. Green Keys not relenting at all, sending a lot over to SIRJEIVUS.
Yeah, SIRJEIVUS had a bit of a misdrop there, but they were able to fix it. Looks like they are sending quite a very nice counterspike though.
Yeah, and Green Keys looking really high up on his own board here. Needs to down stack, but the sequence is not very optimal here. Oh no, this L piece. Nowhere good for that to go, so it's going to be another point to SIRJEIVUS. Yeah, the attacks are just coming in here. Green Keys trying to stall it out. Unable to find anything, and yeah, 3-0 for SIRJEIVUS.
Only delaying the inevitable as he thinks about the fact that he did not quite cycle to the O piece in time.
Both players kicking off this next round. I thought SIRJEIVUS was doing a PCO, but it's actually a weird 4-wide,
whoa. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we only build 3-3 4-wide. No, not 2-4. Those 4 minas at the top are absolutely occupied by the right side of your stack and will kill you.
Yeah, I don't even know if that was intentional from SIRJEIVUS. Like, you don't even see side 4-wide really in Tetrio because, people just play so fast in this game. A 2-4 4-wide, I personally never really seen it, but it seems like it does not offer the same safety at all compared to the middle well variant. That being said, as we described that 4-wide SIRJEIVUS, it takes a quick revenge victory here, putting him at match point in this first to 5.
Yes, and match point for SIRJEIVUS now. He's gonna try. He's using the 2-4-6 4-wide again, and quite a lot of early skimming, but it's working. Green Keys misdrops and is now eating all of this cheese. We'll see if he's gonna be able to make a down stack.
Green Cheese, definitely a valid statement. There's so much cheese on that board, and even though it didn't amount to much of an attack, Green Keys not really in the best position here. Has a bit of a T-spin set up, but no T in the well. Has to down stack using the eyepiece in the middle of the down stack, but this down stack is looking frantic, but I think the well is open, but needs to burn a few pieces to get down, but well, match should be safe. SIRJEIVUS board not the cleanest. As I say that though, Green Keys pushed all the way to the top, and that is a 5-1 win for SIRJEIVUS.
Looks like SIRJEIVUS is quite good at making the use of any situation and just continuously upstacking at a consistent speed, even though it may mean covering his well occasionally. And I think again that's what made the difference maker there. Who decides, hey, I'm gonna start upstacking even though it feels a little risky, even though it feels a little scary.
Yeah, and really well fought from Green Keys there, keeping it up against a player that was, I think that was like 3,000 or 4,000 TR higher. Yeah, it's definitely a big gap and hard to surmount, and there's definitely a few cases of that. in this tournament. You know, seeded tournaments, you know how they go. These matchups are a bit hard, but they just got to do their best. He did still take one round. Took advantage of Cypher's greed there with the 2-4 tower 4 wide. He was building it a second time in that match.
I know, and he got away with it. I've never seen that before. I don't know. That's certainly a very interesting strategy.
Yeah, definitely not too familiar with that form of 4 wide. But yeah, well, I think everyone else, as we can see in the background, a lot of people here today. A lot of people showed up to watch in person. Obviously, our competitors are all here in person. Really cool. And yeah, I think this round is still being played, but I'm not sure what we're readying up for the next match or what. So guess you're just chilling here with us for a bit.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to sit tight and wait for the next round to get there.
Yeah. So you know, I was asking ETHANOL a bit about this before, but I really haven't commentated Tetris in a while. I think my last commentary was during Gaming Expo, which was, I think that was back in April. So yeah. So I was asking about like if anything like meta-wise had changed, because you know season 2 at this point's been out for several months. Has it almost been a year? Has it been over a year?
I think it's been maybe. Well, it came out in like the summer, right? Season 2, or am I wrong?
Well, it's been out like since, you know, CTL, right? And CTL started in like January.
I actually completely forget when season 2 came out. I don't know. I don't have a good sense of time.
Yeah, it's been out for quite a while now, so.
But yeah, definitely a lot of meta changes around season 2. Now that all spin still counts for back-to-back, it is quite a lot easier to keep back-to-back, and you don't really have much of an excuse for breaking unintentionally anymore, aside from maybe like stray misdrops or your opponent sends a big spike that you have to defend. But speed, again, definitely very favored, and it's going, especially at the high level, it's going to be about finding a good time to break your surge. You're expected to be able to build a good amount of surge, and then being able to have that sort of awareness when your opponent's in like a bit of a bad situation is the kind of thing you need to have when you're deciding when to break, because players can survive like 20-25 surge spikes if they're ready to take it. It's just players have become so strong now. You need quite a lot to be able to kill them.
Yeah. You know, being able to leverage that surge and using back-to-back to like maintain it when you're, you know, maybe in the middle of a down stack is a really good skill to have. And I think we'll definitely see some of that as we go deeper into this tournament here. I'm not sure which game is being streamed next. I would imagine it's winners semis.
It'll probably be a winners bracket.
Yeah, because 16 matches have been played. We've played the round of 16. We've played the quarters, and that means 2 losers rounds have been played. We just watched one of the losers rounds, so I think it might be winners semis. We'll get information on that soon, I'm sure. But yeah, you know, I do hope we get to see some of our players here. We have some really high-ranked players here. I think like top. I can't remember the exact rank, but they're like really high-ranked in like terms of country, like top really high in Canada. And you know, some of these players, you know, they aren't even in university yet.
Yeah,
young talent, really something.
Some especially notable players to look out for, I think, are Rarity and Rainbow Dash. As I was walking around, I saw that they're X rank, and at that, some of them, like the more higher TR kind of X rank too. So definitely excited to see them eventually play. And maybe even play for UBC CTL.
Yeah, definitely do want them, and I do think the 3rd seed is like. I was looking them up. It's like Q777. They were also like high X rank, and I looked them up, and they were also formerly like a My Little Pony name. So all top 3 seeds at our tournament are My Little Pony enjoyers.
My Little Pony name stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they're here to like horse around a bit. Maybe one of them looking to win it all. But yeah, we do have a lot of young talent here. But you know, on the inverse, we also have SIRJEIVUS, who's been making Tetris content. A lot of you might know him. he's in this tournament. He's been here for almost, I'd say, like 13. I was looking up the channel earlier. He's been here for 13 years making Tetris content. Tussling with the best, and he's still got it. Playing another match right now. I'm not sure which match is being streamed. It does look like they're setting up there. That might be SIRJEIVUS. We might be playing another losers match.
Yeah, SIRJEIVUS, definitely one of the older members of the community. I was talking to him earlier, and when he was talking about top players of his time, he said Blink, and I was like, holy smokes! Wow! Man, I only joined the Tetris scene like a few years ago, like when CZ was still the dominant player, and it was kind of crazy to hear that Blink was like super dominant at some point.
Yeah. He, founder of Hard Drop. He definitely used to be like a really strong player. He's definitely a bit before my time, joining, kind of getting to Tetris as well. But
yeah, well, SIRJEIVUS too. He himself was also a top player at some point.
Yeah, for sure. Like definitely a legend of Tetris battle.
It's very, very exciting to have him here.
And I think we might be getting to the next match soon. Not sure.
Yeah, it looks like I know that guy. That's Caller. Yeah, it'll be Caller. If I can check the bracket real quick, might be.
Yeah, go ahead and check that bracket.
Looks like it'll be Caller versus two. Oh, it'll be Caller versus SIRJEIVUS. Speak of the devil, we get to see the strongest wizard of history versus the strongest wizard of today.
Caller, I'm not sure if these seeds are completely accurate. The TR on the bottom, definitely not accurate. Well, I don't think SIRJEIVUS is ranked, is he? On Tetris? Yeah, not completely accurate on these, but it doesn't matter. He'll also definitely not seed 17. We only have 16 participants, so I don't see how he could be seed 17. But.
When looking out for playstyles, I think this will also be particularly exciting. I know both of these players are a bit more of the thinking kind. They like to incorporate macro and timing into their gameplay. So that will definitely be something that's very interesting to look for. Two macro players maybe trying to outwit each other. But I do have a feeling that Caller might have the advantage when it comes to just pattern stacking and fundamentals.
Yeah, that may be true, but I did see SIRJEIVUS go 4-5 against Rainbow Dash earlier, so...
4-5? Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, definitely originally Rainbow Dash. If you're on BC Tetris, you may know her as Iceland. One of the strongest players out there. I actually did expect her to be the favorite. I didn't realize there were like so many other, strong Tetris players here. But yeah, I think this match is going to be a really fun one to watch, especially if you're into... people who use like really good efficient stacking instead of just pattern stacking over and over again, or like just like blitzing through everything super fast. Because I do know Caller is also a more methodical player, right? As you said, I think he's I'm not sure exactly, but he's I think he's our SFU rep. Not like rep as in anything, but like repping SFU, right? I think he's like does a lot of stuff with the SFU Tetris Club. I do remember last time when SFU registered for CTL, he was doing a lot of like the initiative in that channel, getting more SFU players, because I'm pretty sure SFU wasn't they were in our first iteration of Collegiate Tetris League, our first like reiteration of it, and then they didn't play the following year. So I think Caller probably responsible for a lot of that. So shout out to him. It's definitely a hard job promoting the Tetris community. So yeah, should be getting into the match soon. I think they're still working with some settings. It's a bit scuffed as university tournaments are sometimes, but we're just glad to be here, man.
Yeah, Caller definitely is super active in the Tetris community. I see him chatting in servers quite a lot, and as Bradley mentioned, he is a pretty big part in the SFU Tetris community.
Yeah,
exciting to see what kind of things he'll be doing.
I do think it's like really cool that we have SIRJEIVUS here, huge Tetris Battle OG. He met up with some of us at BC Tetris last year. I think we got lunch together. Interesting, get to chat with them.
Yeah, it is so cool. It's like when you're playing Pokemon and you find Regirock, or no, not Regirock, Regigigas. Yeah, and it's like, oh my god, like I thought he was only a legend, and now I get to battle him.
Yeah, for sure. And I do remember when we did get lunch with him, I was asking about Tetris commentary stuff, and then I think later he ended up following up on us with like some more like suggestions and tips on how he approaches, like how he would approach it in Discord. So huge shout out to him. Huge that we have a legend here, and yeah, I think we're getting right into it. No warm up. It looks like we're going straight first to 5.
And immediately we see the speed difference here. SIRJEIVUS blasting out at 3.3 PPS. Oddcaller taking things a little more slowly at 2.5.
Yeah, slowing down a bit, but SIRJEIVUS does have the double T-spin set up. Surge 5, but has to break it looking at the lower parts of that board. Does need to downstack out of there a bit as Oddcaller pushed to the top. Tiny bit of cheese on the board, but nothing too worrisome.
Yeah, and I think we are seeing a bit of the more slow, methodical, like downstack multiplier kind of play that Oddcaller seems to favor, versus SIRJEIVUS's just brute force speed.
Yeah, and I think there definitely is a speed difference, but I still wouldn't think it's a brute force speed. You can see moments where SIRJEIVUS is slowing down to think, as he does begin establishing back-to-back again. Back-to-back 5 here, 6, breaks it for a bit of a surge, but Oddcaller is able to downstack. Well, a bit covered, but nothing too scary. Is going to be able to cycle the eyepiece to get down lower onto the board.
Yeah, and just like I was saying earlier, you can't break back-to-back whenever you want. You do have to find a proper moment to do so. Oh, but Oddcaller caught up the board for quite a long time, struggling on the downstack, and SIRJEIVUS takes the opportunity to send a big attack.
Yeah, this match, I think it's definitely going to be closer than people think. Again, SIRJEIVUS, I think we put the organizers put him at seat 6, and that's manual seating because he is not ranked on Tetrio, but I think the organizers definitely right to afford him such a high seed because of how strong he is. But as I say that, Oddcaller getting a big spike here, evening up to 1-1. So yeah, I definitely think despite the experience gap, Oddcaller definitely is able to fight back here. You can see him on his screen using some timing there to accept a bit of extra garbage or to cancel, rather.
And SIRJEIVUS bursting out of the opening here with 4 PPS LST, slowing down a bit now, but Oddcaller doesn't seem to be all that bothered. Yeah. As I say that, he's looking pretty bothered.
Yeah, I think he wanted to find some extra T-spins there, but ended up in a rough position. Could not push for those extra T-spins, but does have a clean well, doing a bit of skimming, a slight L misdrop there, and it's looking like trouble.
30 spike from SIRJEIVUS, that was huge.
Yeah, definitely capitalizing on that misdrop there, Oddcaller, not finding the fix in time. And, that is kind of the unfortunate thing when you are a slower player, because the J piece was in the queue, just couldn't reach it fast enough to get the downstack.
Yeah, being speed gapped is always rough, and just, I think, particularly in Season 2, it's even worse to be speed gapped.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think we're seeing too much all spin to maintain back-to-back, but we are getting back-to-back just for SIRJEIVUS' efficient play. Had almost an STSD a bit earlier, but had to break it in favor of piece sequencing. Oddcaller there with an L spin to try to clear the board up a bit, but neither player in really danger. I shouldn't speak. Oddcaller topped out. As soon as I say that, I think it's the cleaner board here for SIRJEIVUS that's doing him a lot of favors.
Absolutely, yeah. Oddcaller seems to always just be constantly downstacking, not really much of a chance to build any sort of attack here. SIRJEIVUS just really isn't giving him any room to breathe.
Yeah, and you can definitely see, well, SIRJEIVUS playing slower this round, but still has a back-to-back of 5, building up that surge, and goes for a T-spin, but no T and Q, a bit greedy, has to break out of it. Oddcaller, though, still looking safe as we enter a more stable, cheesy mid-game here.
Yeah, Oddcaller not going to die, as SIRJEIVUS not quite able to break Surge when he probably wanted Looks like, though, it might not matter as he keeps piling on the attack. And Oddcaller is still struggling. Well, not struggling, but he's still just constantly down stacking here.
Yeah, both these players with a lot of cheese on the board, but SIRJEIVUS definitely finding, you know, the extra attack. Around 40 APM up here, 30 to 40 APM, and Oddcaller just stuck repeatedly down stacking, and SIRJEIVUS, you know, with a lot of these spins and finding more T-spins. And, you know, it's kind of the speed advantage here, just the whole 0.5 PPS, able to read for more attacks while he's still staying stable in this game. As I say that, the Oddcaller now at the bottom of the board and trying to mount a counterattack, it seems.
Some nice donations from Oddcaller. As we can see right now, though, he has to break Surge here. Not the most ideal time, and I don't think it really bothered SIRJEIVUS other than the cheese. SIRJEIVUS going to be forced to break, and Oddcaller managing to defend the Surge break, so not a lot of cheese. Oddcaller is going to need to capitalize on this moment right now if he wants to win.
Yeah, SIRJEIVUS definitely looking in, you know, the most trouble I've seen in a while, but finally does manage to break out. No TNQ though, that T-spin, not good to set up. Oddcaller takes another point, still in the game.
And pretty even here at 3-2, keeping it very close.
All right, Oddcaller looking like this is a sort of SDPC, I think, on that screen.
Yep, and heading into the DPC in Season 2, very interesting choice. As I'm sure everyone is very much well aware, PCs were very much nerfed in Season 2, and openers are just a bad idea because not only does it send clean to your opponent, but it sends like a comfortable amount of clean.
Yeah, it's like 5 now, right?
Yeah, five garbage lines. For
Yeah,
PC.
I feel like people are, you know, already pretty familiar with receiving 5 lines of garbage at once. That's the amount that a back-to-back Tetris sends. So people are already, you know, used to dealing with it. Plus, that's how much garbage you need to send a T-spin and a Tetris. Not something that SIRJEIVUS completely needs, though, to top out Oddcaller here. 4-2, now match point for SIRJEIVUS.
We'll see how Oddcaller is going to try and hold on here.
TKI there, very stable opening, but Oddcaller just waiting. Maybe looking to receive some garbage, just staying low on the board. Has a nice donation there with the T-spin. Gonna get that T-spin Tetris, but SIRJEIVUS basically unaffected.
I definitely think Oddcaller is in a little bit more of that Season 1 kind of mood with a lot of back-to-back breaks. Bit of a dangerous position for Oddcaller, greeting for that T-spin, but it pays off.
Huge speed burst from SIRJEIVUS. Can Oddcaller dash out of this?
No,
The
there's
O-piece is
nothing
too
left.
far.
Oh man. And the round goes to SIRJEIVUS, or the set goes to SIRJEIVUS.
Yeah, SIRJEIVUS is gonna take that, and I think that is gonna knock Oddcaller out of losers if we check the bracket. And give us a quick moment to do that.
Really exciting match here. I also think it kind of highlights how being like very heavy on macro is a playstyle that's probably starting to become a little less popular, or maybe a little less ideal.
Yeah, you definitely like speed is important, right? You can time as much as you want. You can I think what needs to be done if you want to like leverage macro really well, right, is you need the ability to like burst if you can, because if you're in a tough situation and your opponent board watches, right, they know you're in a tough situation, they're gonna start, you know, bursting. They're gonna send everything they have against you, like if you misdrop. So you need to kind of be able to match that to break out of your misdrop, and then, you know, get into a situation where you can maybe like counter with your own attack if you have like that set up on the board at somewhere. But yeah, I think SIRJEIVUS, you know, not too much engaging with the all spin department, but you know, Tetris battle veteran, he's got the fundamentals, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can get away with playing Season 1 if you're just super fast. I mean, just look at Promo. He still plays mostly Season 1 style, and he still does really well in tournaments because he's just like, well, okay, I'm just going to 5 PPS the whole time. What you gonna do about it?
Yeah, for sure. And you know, even if you don't really play that much Tetrio, you know, just specifically if you've played other versions of Tetris as well, like Puyo Puyo Tetris, JS Tris, a lot of people are into that. Tetra Esports came out recently. Shout out to that dev team. I played a bit of it. Just haven't been playing too much Tetris personally, but I think it's a really cool game. And yeah, a lot of those games work differently, and you need to engage with different mechanics in order to do the best in them. But Tetris does have a lot of like mechanics that carry over between platforms.
Definitely, yeah. I am actually quite hopeful to see how the future of Tetris esports turns out, because I think right now it's like one of the most, if not the most accessible speed-capped Tetris games that are multiplayer out there.
Yeah, for sure. And I do think speed cap Tetris is really fun to watch. The fact that there is like a limit to how fast you can play means that players just have to play so much more efficiently. That being said, also really cool to watch non-speed cap Tetris. Just see some people with the ability to go all out, the ability to like just burst speed whenever they want, right? Very exciting to see.
Definitely, yeah. I've watched a little bit of PPT, and it's always super cool to see all the like incredible decision making that the top players make, like Sayaka, Gohan, or Amamiya, and they're floating the whole house. It's insane.
Yeah, I think the one thing about Puyo Puyo Tetris that is kind of maybe not as fun to watch is 4-wide. How prevalent 4-wide is in that game, because if I remember correctly, I think Tetris was like changed a bit between PPT1 and 2, but they didn't change 4-wide. I think they even had like a tutorial for 4-wide in PPT2.
Oh man.
So 4-wide was really common. Side 4-wide, I think some people would do that because it's like actually I think faster to build than center wall 4-wide. Yeah, especially in a speed cap game where that actually matters, because in a non-speed cap game you can literally just play faster to counteract that. So side 4-wide doesn't really have the same advantage, I'd say. Plus, as we saw, at the beginning of the stream, that's 4-wide.
Yeah, that was certainly something. I didn't expect to see that at all. Yeah. I think the absolute worst though is like stall 4-wide. Whenever I see stall 4-wide in the PB tournament, it's like, oh man,
my god, yeah.
We're really doing this.
Did you watch that? I think it was a few years ago by now, but it's like Kazu versus Amamiya. There's like a Puyo Puyo Tetris show match it's like some sort of tournament Daigo was hosting. I think the first few rounds of that was just stall 4-wide.
Oh man.
But I think they did end up. I think they stopped at some point. Kazu. I think that's the first time I saw MS2 in that tournament, and he was using that a lot, and it was working out a lot for him. He was getting the perfect clears. And then, I think C-spin openers especially have blown up over the years. Very, very easy way. Triple-double, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, I think C-spin openers are also becoming super popular in the PPT, and they might even be stronger than 4-wide, though. I'm not actually sure.
I think that depends. I think a lot of those openers have like loops, like you can loop them.
Right, yeah.
So with like DPC, I would imagine stuff like DPC though is like a bit less popular in Tetrio now, because obviously the perfect clear nerf, right?
Yeah.
As we were discussing earlier with that it only sends 5 lines. I'm sure like a lot of people who learn how to like loop super hard probably pretty disappointed by that kind of change. Me personally, I never ended up learning much DPC, so I don't really care.
Yeah. If you've watched Tetrio World Cup though, you'll know that blitzing in your match is still represented by Fortism. I remember seeing Fortism doing a bunch of DPC in his matches, and I was watching and I was like, we're really going for this? Man, it's crazy. And like, it doesn't even work out most of the time. I think he also kind of misdrops it a bit too.
Yeah, definitely. I think I've always like kind of had this thought where if you really rely on openers and then you end up hitting someone who knows how to like deal with openers, you have 2 options. Either learn how to play mid game, or just do your opener / blitz loop so good that you don't need to worry about mid game at all.
So true. Yeah.
And some people choose the latter and they get pretty far. They can climb really high.
Yeah. I think there's like this one clip on YouTube of I forget his name. His name is like IIILLL at some point, but I know that's not like his more known alias. There's a clip of him blitzing Blink in a TL match, and it lasted for like 30 whole seconds until Blink finally died.
Yeah, definitely. Like, you can deal with these blitz things. A lot of ways to do it. I do think when they removed pass-through from Tetrio, it made it harder for them to deal with it because, like, having pass-through happen was a way that you could just, like, force garbage onto their board so they couldn't loop with a perfect clear.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, perfect clear is nerfed to send 5 instead of 10 garbage, but that's still 5 garbage. If you can loop fast enough, that's still, you know, maybe 10, 15 additional lines on top of whatever T-spins are part of your loop.
Yeah, I mean, before we started stream, I was walking around and I did see a few rounds being won by openers, so it definitely still happen.
Yeah, for sure. And again, it's been a while since I've commentated Tetris, but you know, it's cool to see that some things never change. Yeah, we'll see if we get into our next match shortly here, but. You know, I wanted to maybe ask a bit about how Tetris at UBC has been going since you know, I graduated earlier this year, so no longer a Tetris exec, unfortunately. But the department's still alive, even though we've changed directors, we've changed some things around.
Yeah, we have a couple new directors, and they're doing pretty cool stuff. I'm very happy to be working with them. I can immediately see that they have a lot of passion for this thing, and they really care about putting in an effort and hosting cool events like this. You know, so yeah, super happy with that.
Yeah, for sure. So it looks like, well, I'm not sure what it looks like. I think people were setting up over there. Oh, we do have Hugh, 777, and Hated Danny playing a match. Is this a losers or a winners match? Losers? Okay, this is a losers match. C2 and C5 and losers. How deep in the tournament are we? And wait, do we have the camera working now? Oh my god, thank you, UBC Esports.
Oh my gosh, goated.
Yeah, Hugh 777. As I said earlier, I was looking at the top 3 seeds. They all had formerly My Little Pony names. So, you know, me personally not too familiar with My Little Pony. I've been playing Uma Musume instead, the other horse girl media. But definitely an opponent to be scared of, Hated Danny. Though also a very powerful player, one of our younger talents here.
Yeah, I've seen Hated Danny play a bit. He has a very, very stridey playstyle, just blitz out, attack super duper fast and overwhelm your opponent kind of thing.
Yeah, and he's been part of BC Tetris for years. I remember back, you know, way back when he was SS rank, I was still able to beat him, you know? Like, I beat him a few times. I could never beat him now. I don't think I could take a single round off now. But yeah, like, even so, he has his work cut out for him against Hugh 777. He does have to get lucky against the person with 777 in their name, so.
Yeah, definitely very nice to be a young player and have all that, like, the best brain plasticity, and you can learn Tetris super quickly.
Yeah, and you know, there's a lot of young talent out there for Tetris. I think it's because, you know, maybe partially they got a lot of time on their hands to play Tetris.
You guys are kind of killing it, so like.
Oh, if you want to.
If anything, we can do a switch. Because I was like, I know I was supposed to. Cause
Yeah.
We can do a switch match.
Okay.
We'll see. I think at some point they said they were gonna stream all the matches, but I don't know like which point. It's probably starting now, right? Like I feel like we're getting to in kind of crazy territory.
Do you have any more upcoming matches?
Sorry?
Do you have any more upcoming matches?
Like,
Winners finals against Rainbow Dash. That'll be cool to see.
This might be your last chance to commentate, right?
what is?
Because after this is
After this is winners?
Are they streaming both losers quarters? We're not streaming Rarity versus SIRJEIVUS.
I think they're playing already.
I see.
okay. Well, given that, okay, I think this is one chance. I think this is one chance.
Should I?
You can swap in if you want.
Yeah.
You've been talking a lot, you know? I'll give you a break.
Okay.
Looks like our players have swapped sides, and we've swapped commentators for a bit here. We have Kipuru here coming in, How you feeling? You're in winners finals. They're offering food or something.
No, I'm a comic cake.
You can get food later. SIRJEIVUS got us pizza. Shout out SIRJEIVUS.
Shout out to all the hungry Tetris players.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of us are hungry here. We've been here, you know, it's like over an hour of delay. Been here for a while. Wonder if I'll get food at some point. Maybe we'll see. But yeah, hopefully we can feed the viewers with some exciting Tetris gameplay soon.
Yeah, for sure. We got some strong players on the setup right now. Looking to be an electrifying match, and yeah, I mean, I'm sure Doue's already talked about all of the characteristics and.
Yeah, well, I haven't actually watched Hugh777 play. Did you end up? Oh, you never encountered? Who have you encountered so far in this tournament?
Sorry?
Like who have you faced off against?
I've played against Hey Danny, and then I played against Rarity, and then who was my first round? I forgot, but yeah, no idea about Hugh777. So I'm pretty excited to see because they're seed 2, so that means they're ranked really high.
Yeah, of course. Always an intimidating opponent. I think everyone's seed 5 up is X rank, so
yeah.
A lot of crazy things going on there. You're seed 4, right?
I am seed 4.
Yeah, seed 4. So yeah, exciting to see. But yeah, hated Danny. From what I remember, he just plays really fast. Kind of prone to misdropping, but is able to leverage that speed. Is that your experience at all when you faced off against him?
I do remember that. Yeah, big strider. You know, it's kind of like a truck is coming, and if you're not ready to face it, then it's gonna totally run you over. And
yeah. No, I can understand that. But you know, sometimes there's like a rock on the road and the truck derails, and you're kind of chilling. You know,
that's such a good way to finish off that analogy. But looks like we're getting to what might be the warm up and some crazy openers coming up.
Yeah, and did Hugh777 change the name? They're back to Fluttershy. Is the My Little Pony Mafia back? All 3 members.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, Rarity and Rainbow Dash, pretty up there. But hated Danny taking this warm-up round.
Okay, yeah, just a quick warm-up. Yeah, he took the warm-up against me in our set as well. I was like, oh shoot.
No, yeah, it's definitely intimidating, right? When you're up against someone, like you got your headphones on, you can hear the sounds coming from their board, and they're going like click, click, click. Like,
yeah, for sure. I think one of the most like dreading sounds you can hear in this game is like the sound of when you're behind in Surge by like 8.
Oh yeah, and then, like,
and then
the big number
shows
pops
up. Yeah, it's really it's like, oh no. But here we go. We're going into the real match here. Looks like first to 5 in this set, so exciting. So Hey Danny is gonna start off with some classic LST, but gonna ditch out of it, you know, in favor of keeping the stack clean.
I do remember that's like one of his things, just doing LST at like 4 or higher pieces per second. But
yeah, it's very strong, you know. Such an efficient way to send attack, you know. TSTs in the most efficient way you can consistently build them.
No, of course. Well, both players building up a big surge actually mid-game. Hey Danny has not broken his yet, but might be looking to break it now. No, he's still going. 19 surge over to Fluttershy.
Wow.
And oh, that TP's is tragic.
Just barely live, but oh well, that's the game. And that was really smart from Danny to like to try to counter with the back-to-back instead of using a surge. And being able to survive that puts you in a really big advantage, because if they think they're going to try to top you out with their surge, but they don't, now they're suddenly at a really big disadvantage.
Yeah, of course, because surge is like a resource that takes quite a while to build up in the game.
For sure.
And a lot of times you'll see players trade their surges. One player uses it offensively, the other uses it defensively, but if you can save that surge, then you're kind of in a huge advantage.
Yeah, you know, like sometimes even I'll be like, oh, I can survive this surge, but you know, if it gets to like 32 surge, then it's like, okay, maybe, you know, it's harder to survive now. But Danny stuck at the top a little, but got a whole bunch of clean wall to work with, and he's gonna make full use of that, taking the second round.
Yeah, great spike there from Hey to Danny, up 2-0, and you know, we're still in first to 5, so that's 3 points away from a victory.
Basically halfway there, you know.
Both players now doing kind of the same opener. sort of SDPC base, but hated Danny. Looking like there was a bit of a misdrop, so definitely on the back foot. And
yeah, and then Fluttershy's just keeping it clean. You know, simple but effective stacking.
Yeah, definitely not out of it yet. It's still 2-1, still really close. But Fluttershy here going for sort of a C-spin opener. Hated Danny matching with kind of SDPC.
Gonna miss the Z-spin, I believe, there, and that's gonna cost him a surge, so he's suddenly at a bit of a disadvantage, pushed pretty far up.
Yeah, and I'd say this disadvantage is kind of mounting, doing a lot of skimming on the board, but Fluttershy at the bottom, just sending so much garbage, has a Tetris ready.
Yeah, just kind of mounting the pressure there, making sure he doesn't have any room to breathe, and, you know, keeping them at the top is, you know, how you top them out, so it's the name of the game.
Yeah, of course. If you're low on the board and your opponent's high on the board, they need to spend so many resources defending.
Especially in like in this game where you can have, oh my goodness, it's Mechanical Hearts. Shout out Mechanical Hearts.
Yeah, just looping those T-spins over and over, and it actually works. Almost 4 PPS there for Fluttershy, who takes the lead. If this was a, you know, best of 5, this would be a reverse sweep, but it's not. It's first 2-5, and Hated Annie's still in it and looking to go for his LST maybe.
Yeah, you know, you got one T-spin set up, but I got another one as well, and he's keeping his back-to-back right now, but kind of has to burn it in favor of cleaning up his board. But still very low. Gonna be able to mount some pressure, just as long as he doesn't get caught lacking.
Yeah, definitely a bit scuffed there on Hated Annie's end, but you know, is back to low on the board, and when you're low on the board, you're feeling safe. But neither player really in a huge amount of danger.
Yeah.
So far, Hated Annie got a lot of well to work with.
Yeah, one thing I'm noticing about this round is like no one's really building up Surge. You know, like they'll build up like a 4 Surge and then just send it immediately, and that's just like, you know, not that big of attack. But Danny's stuck at the top, and that eyepiece it just won't behave for him, and that's gonna cost him the round there.
Yeah, just an awkward situation there. A bit of an unfortunate. I'd say it was like an awkward hold, just an awkward piece sequence. Yeah, going into this match point round now, player cams are back here again.
Shoutouts production.
Yeah, they've been working hard. It's been a tough road here getting things to work, but you know, things are working slowly. Hopefully we get some. Hopefully everything goes smoothly as we're, you know, proceeding in this final round potentially.
Yeah, and then Hey Danny is getting his LST going, but gonna have to kind of ditch it there. Still very safe though. And Fluttershy's board looking a little whack. Gonna have to burn the Surge as well to keep it clean. But Hey Danny's suddenly really pressured.
Oh no, this situation is not easy to get out of. This piece sequence is horrible. Z's and S's only.
And that will be the game for Fluttershy. Taking it 5-2.
Yeah, good comeback after being down 2 points earlier. Hated Danny. Not too happy there, but you know, I think he fought back pretty well. He tried. Fluttershy, of course, being the higher rank in that situation, a bit intimidating, but he definitely played really well.
Yeah, for sure. And like we saw a couple times in the rounds, like Danny's trying to get a piece over, and then it's just like you've built this like ledge that won't let you, and it's oh man, I can do nothing but spam my Z key, and it's
definitely feels pretty bad when that happens. Been in that situation where it's like I see what I need to do, but this piece, like they just pushed me up 1 piece early, so I can't get this piece over.
Yeah, for sure. But great stuff to both players. They've both made it really far in this bracket. So
yeah, and the fact that was a losers matchup, you know, it's kind of crazy. And,
that is pretty crazy.
I'm sure we'll have more crazy matches coming up next. Now I don't know. I think we might not have streamed that SIRJEIVUS versus RARITY match. But,
I don't think so. I think they might have played already.
Well, if the next match is coming up, that would be you versus Rainbow Dash, right?
Would it?
Yeah, that's winners finals. How are you feeling about that match, by the way?
I hope I do well. You know, the nerves are always like the biggest factor in my opinion. You know, if nerves didn't exist, then I would play much better all the time. But it's not so ideal like that. But
have you like analyzed her, like looked at her play at all?
No.
Or?
I just practice against like Misamino every day, and that's it.
Oh yeah. How's that working out for you, by the way? Misamino practice, like, does it help with efficiency? Does it help with like just general?
Yeah,
like,
so
keeps
like,
you in the game.
So one thing I like to focus on when I play against Misamino is mostly like just again trying to be like clean and efficient. Like a player that I kind of idolize, I guess, is like Shake Gohan.
Oh yeah.
Who's like the best at Puyo Puyo Tetris, he has like incredible stacking, like never like stuck trying to burn pieces or stuck trying to burn lines or whatever. And then I try to practice my timing because that's like the one thing you have as a human against Misamino is
Oh,
like
yeah,
your
yeah.
timing, right?
Well, or do you play like bot Misamino, or like do you play like the simulator that's like turn based?
I play the bot Misamino. on the
Right,
PS4.
right, yeah.
Okay, I'm on the
So
stream.
he is on next. Well, good luck to Kipuru.
Thank you.
We're going to be watching him play now. You've heard him talk. Now we can watch him play. And his opponent is going to be Rainbow Dash. If you're familiar with BC Tetris, you may know her as Iceland. Again, another one of our young talents here. Hopefully she can come to UBC and carry us in CTL. How
Oh
are you doing,
yes,
Ethan?
yes, yeah. Please make it to UBC. UBC, you better accept her admission. Oh my goodness.
I think she's still like a few years out, which is pretty crazy how she's still this good at Tetris. I think she's like top. She's gonna be like top like 10 in Canada, right, or something?
Probably something like that.
Yeah, something
Oh my
crazy.
God.
I'll check the Tetra channel now.
Yeah. Super fast improvement as expected of a very young player.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if every like high school Tetris player we had was like graduated and came to UBC, we'd be like top 8. I don't know, man. Like CTL's got some crazy teams.
Yeah, this is the CTL cope. We're so upset that all our best players became like execs at the time.
Yeah, and I don't know if we have like as many top 50 players as UCLA, but yeah, we can handle.
Yeah, we might have a shot against like some of the other top schools.
I think something interesting though
Maybe
is
they're wrong.
a lot of players elected to bring their own laptops to play Tetris at our tournament here.
Yeah, definitely. It's especially when you're playing at like 4 PPS at those speeds, you're gonna want to play on a setup that you're very familiar with. Otherwise, there are going to be lots of
Oh,
missteps.
what's going on with the camera? It's kind of freaky.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
Well, seizure warning to anyone. Okay, we're off.
Crazy
We're off.
noise. Holy.
Yeah, I just checked in. Rainbow Dash is number 11th in the world.
That's insane.
In Canada,
Canada.
It's like the Americanism. They think America's the world. Sometimes us Canadians, like we're basically everything that matters. And yeah, it looks like in losers, Rarity ended up winning out against SIRJEIVUS. Rarity was the number 1 seed. Gonna check that toucher rating real quick, but again, shout out SIRJEIVUS for coming.
It
Incredible
is kind
figure
of
in the
true.
community.
It is kind of true. There are a lot of strong players from America too, and I think also just particularly Tennessee for some reason.
Oh yeah, no, it's like I don't even remember who's from Tennessee anymore. Like
I think
Clark,
Clark and Westell are from
West
Tennessee. right?
Where's Promo from?
I don't know.
Wumbo? I don't know. I don't know top players. It's been too long, man.
I don't know where people.
But yeah, Rarity checking here, 9 rank, global 94, country number 7. We got 7 Canadians stronger than that. Yo, shout out. Yeah, it's been a while, but always glad to come back. A lot of familiar faces actually coming back here. I remember you just joined being an exec this year, right?
Yeah. It's my first year. Finally doing something in the Tetris scene.
Yeah, for sure. You've been to a lot of our events in houses, so thank you for that. Even when sometimes the number of people coming to our in houses isn't too high.
Yeah.
But yeah, Rainbow Dash seed 3, Kipuru seed 4. Again, like I expected Rainbow Dash to be seed 1, but that just shows you how stacked this tournament is.
Yeah, same here. And these are the finals, right?
Winner or losers, it's winners final. So the loser of this goes down to losers,
Right. Okay.
and then faces. I think we're gonna stream Rarity versus. Oh my God, they were just on screen. Rarity versus Hugh.
Ready versus you?
That's like a friendly fire. That's like the My Little Pony Mafia,
Yeah.
My Little Pony gang facing off each other, taking one out. Kipuru, the last stand against the ponies.
Yeah. I think also the last stand against like the high schoolers, right?
Oh, are they all? I think some of them are UBC.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
actually, wait. Yeah, Rarity is UBC.
Yeah. Don't remember if Hugh is, but don't have like a full track of that. But I think Oh, well, I guess we're on like top 4 seeds in top 4, no?
Yeah, I think it is top 4 seeds. Yeah.
It's like Rainbow Dash and Rarity. Oh, they're swapping. Sorry, Rainbow Dash and Crew swapping seats. They're gonna have to swap those names at the bottom too. Yeah, everyone just getting set up. Shout out to Crew, by the way, for helping into commentary real quick earlier. I think you did a good job.
There, definitely a bit of a strange circumstance that a player is also doing commentating.
Yeah, doing double duty. Definitely a big shout out to him, and maybe it's also